2021年，人类进入疫情时代的第2年，社会生活和商业活动持续向线上大规模迁徙。全球央行继续放水，美股3大指数较年初上涨了 20%。贝索斯卸任亚马逊 CEO， Facebook 改名为 Meta， 马斯克当选美国时代2021年度人物。曾经他的标签是特斯拉，如今则成了狗狗币。数字人民币、元宇宙与 NFT 2021年可谓是加密世界的黄金时代。我们见证了太多商业形态沉浮起落，甚至消亡覆灭，却少有领域如 crypto 一般混乱却又充满生机，总有新的故事、新的资本以及新的流量。比特币、以太坊屡次刷新历史新高，加密货币总市值一度高达3万亿美元，一级市场繁荣，主流资本入局。据统计，风投基金今年向加密行业投入达300亿美元。链上智能合约的应用爆炸式增长，仅以太坊的网络交易量就超过了 3.6 万亿美元。从年初的咪咪币狂欢、NFT 热潮，到年中新公链生态的崛起、GameFi、DeFi 的持续演进，元宇宙、DAO 等各板块的龙头和新贵轮番上阵，我们每时每刻都在感受创新的力量。2021年，美国 SEC 终于通过比特币期货 ETF， 比特币在萨尔瓦多成为法币， Coinbase 等合规加密公司上市， NFT 继续波圈，渗透进大文娱领域。我们不得不相信，这一切都在为 Web 3.0 谱写序章。第一，全球数贸发展基金会 DTDF 在2021年4月于新加坡成立。第二， DTU Global 在2021年6月于新加坡成立。第三， FES 与 DTC 链在2021年初达成战略合作。第四，在迪拜世贸中心举办的未来区块链峰会2021于2021年10月完美收官。第五，全球数字经济高峰会2021将在全球5大洲同步直播。So let's look forward to 2022, a year where risk and opportunity coexist. The clearest opportunity at the moment lies in the cross-chain. The inevitable results of the collective outbreak of the new ecology is the expansion of cross-chain demand. In order to chase the wealth opportunity that continue to emerge in the new ecology, the cross-chain demand for assets of users is also rapidly increasing. Relying on many advantages such as wider coverage and more flexible docking, cross-chain bridges have surpassed centralized service providers and become main channel for the cross-chain flow of carrying funds. The centralized trading platform DCEX and decentralized exchange DTE Swap are listed in compliance. This also means that traditional markets has affirmed crypto finance. As the heat increases in the future, more funds will enter through these platforms and affect the entire crypto markets. For traditional finance, crypto exchanges are one of the few substantial profitable business outside of mining. And they are well-deserved blue chip stocks. 2022, crypto maintains its innovation and moves towards the mainstream. On the macro level, Web 3.0, Metaverse, NFT, and DAO will still be the keywords for investments, and the integration of large entertainment and consumer fields with blockchain will continue to deepen. Various compliant derivatives represented by Bitcoin ETFs is expected to be approved and guide more traditional funds to enter the encryption industry. Custody and compliance services will also be further expanded. The encryption regulatory policies of major countries are becoming clearer, and more central bank digital currencies are entering the landing stage. GameFi and game guilds will enter the next stage of development to further realize the initial version of the meta universe. The ownership of economy and creator economy will thus be further verified in the attempt of SocialFi. 大 家好，我是 Nina。在峰会正式开始之前，让我简单的介绍一下这次峰会的流程。首先，我们要感谢 FES 公司对我们将在整个峰会的3个不同时间段进行的空投幸运抽奖的赞助，所以请记得继续关注哦。然后第一次的抽奖时间是在上午9点50分，就在我们开始一天的全球数字经济高峰会之前。然后我们会介绍 DTDF， 我们将讨论该组织及其所扮演的角色、全球战略和应对措施。这也是我们标志着 DTDF 在新加坡的全球总部正式成立的地方。联盟将由多个联盟委员会和部门、4个大陆委员会、16个区域委员会组成。之后我们将有短暂的15分钟休息时间，然后继续 FES 及其5元素宾果原界连锁游戏。FES 部分将深入探讨其项目的功能及其生态系统，这也就是我们第2次幸运抽奖的时间，即上午的10点55分。Good afternoon to all our guests and online participants of the summit. I'm Nina Lim, the MC for today. It is a pleasure to meet all of you in Singapore for 2021 Global Digital Economy Summit. The past 2 years has not been easy and are extraordinary. The rapid evolution of the COVID-19 had a wide range of socio-economic impacts globally, most obviously manifested in the inevitable stagnation of the development of the global political and economic structure in the short term. The blockage of multiple links in the global industrial chain, the intensification of trade protectionism, the tendency of internationalization and decentralization in the industrial chain, and the rise of a trend of anti-globalization in the face of current dilemma. Blockchain technology has changed the way of business cooperation and decision-making, providing more possibilities for business cooperation. Innovation in the digital economy industry will become an immediate need for industry recovery, which is even more important in the current environment. Governments in Asia-Pacific region place great importance on the development of blockchain technology in the financial sector. Virtual currencies are a specific form of digital tokens, and the various governments in Asia-Pacific region are committed to effectively managing the digital asset markets and welcoming virtual currencies. The Asia-Pacific region's business environment and technology-friendly policies making it one of the most strategically important global locations for blockchain startups. The Singapore government has invested heavily in blockchain technology adoption, and more projects are coming to APAC, attracting more and more investment institutions and investment capital. Meanwhile, a whole set of financial service systems around blockchain projects are forming rapidly. The Asia-Pacific region, especially Southeast Asia, has the advantage to reach to the top of the world of virtual currencies at a relatively fast pace. Today, we chose Singapore to hold the Asia-Pacific chapter of our 2021 Global Digital Economy Summit, which is also the first step for our foundation and projects to go global. In the next 2 hours, let's have a blockchain brainstorm. This summit is supported by DTU Global Private Limited, and we would like to express our sincere thanks to all of them. Let's move to our panel discussion section and kickstart the summit. Without further ado, let's welcome our 2 honorable guests, Mr. Felix Tra and Mr. Warren Robinson, to join our Global Digital Economy Summit Forum. Let me introduce our 2 honorable guests, Mr. Felix Tra and Mr. Warren Robinson. Welcome you two to join our Global Digital Economy Summit Forum. Felix Tra is the Secretary General of the Global Digital Trade City Friendship Exchange Council and Honorary Advisor. Asia Digital Economy Technology Development Association. His track records in cryptocurrency investment and project management is well known in the industry. He has been involved in several famous NFT projects with metaverse concepts lately, and Warren Robinson is the advising consultant of Global GameFi Development Foundation, distinguished consultant of the Global Business Department of the International Chamber of Commerce, as well as the member of EU Digital Finance Association. He has in-depth knowledge in GameFi and the metaverse. He was one of the first few experts to bring up these concepts. Warren, you have been in the blockchain industry since 10 years ago, so you are a professional consultant. Please tell us more about the development of the digital economy in the world today and its impact on the future, please.
When we talk about the digital economy, we must talk about the impact of computer technology and network technology on the world of finance. Well, 20 years ago, the application of computer technology and network technology was still used as an auxiliary tool for traditional finance. It improved the efficiency of traditional finance, the speed and distance of information dissemination. But the essence did not change the structure of traditional finance and economy. For example, relying on the advantages of blockchain technology, DTC has established an ecological security and trust mechanism, completed the seamless connection between the blockchain and the real economy, solved the pain points in the traditional industry, and realized the trend of the traditional industry and the transformation of modernization and generalization. The birth of Bitcoin has made it possible for digital to become an asset. And this possibility has evolved into a reality, appearing in a variety of fields and revolutionizing the way traditional finance works, with digital becoming an asset rather than just a tool or technology as in the past. Let digital be given more value through the structure of blockchain, and the preservation of this value is decentralized, eternal, and effective. In the digital era, new industries and applications under digital empowerment are changing the form and path of traditional service trade. With the accelerated integration of digital technology and service trade, digital trade is increasingly becoming a new driving force for high-equality economic development. The digital economy has gone through many stages during these 10 years, and we should realize that its industrial development course is objectively realistic, and it is driven by the development model of multi-party joint win-win platforms, the kernel of digital trade, innovation technology, and the achievement of more ordinary people as the industry. COVID-19 outbreak has devastated traditional industries and cast a cloud over the world economy. The prospects for the revival of traditional industries remain uncertain. However, the digital economy and related industries are growing rapidly during the pandemic, becoming a driving force in the global economic recovery and nurturing new dynamics of economic development. As a global leader in smart city construction, a lot of developed countries are paying close attention to artificial intelligence, cloud computing, 5G, and big data to accelerate the construction of the digital economy. Now, we can see that the digital economy, blockchain, economy field, technology, and ideas are still developing at a high speed. ETH, virtual coin exchanges, decentralized trading, DeFi, NFT. Also, the full rise of GameFi and Metaverse has become the most popular area in the entire on-chain economy this year. These new concepts and new things are constantly leading to the growth in the digital economy core and outreach. The digital wave is an irreversible process. Technology companies, especially those based on information technology and network technology, have played a crucial role in the development of the global economy over the past 20 years. And this trend will continue and even intensify in the next 10 years. Just like the transformation of an agriculture to an industrial society, the deepening of the information society is an irreversible trend and still holds great opportunities. Through this genesis of the digital economy, humanity has entered a close, more efficient, and all-encompassing interaction between individuals and organizations, where it's no longer about who can control whom and who is led by whom. Each individual has a more independent status, more transparent and fairer version of its own existence, and this is a better future for humanity. This is a world of the future where everything is possible, and this will be more transparent and more efficient. It just respects the status of the individual and is more favorable to the development of the whole economy of humanity on a macro level.
Wow, thank you, Warren, for your incisive overview of the development of the digital economy in just a few seconds. Right now, we have a clear picture in our mind and the direction for the future. Felix, we have seen that many international large-scale blockchain projects have chosen Singapore as their global headquarters. You are a local Singaporean. Would you like to tell us why digital economy organizations have chosen to locate in Singapore, and what are the advantages of Singapore, please?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for the organizers for conducting this conference in our beautiful garden, Singapore. So why has everyone chosen Singapore as a global headquarters or a strategic location? So first of all, Singapore's openness and tolerance, as well as Singapore's government's attitude, supportive towards the mathematical economy, and their support in the most important thing for project parties, so to speak, industry bigwigs, including VGOT, the founder of Ether, and Binance, the founder of cryptocurrency, are based or have moved to Singapore. Singapore has temporarily gained exemptions to some large companies to enable them to provide services to local retail and institutional investors. The Monetary Authority of Singapore has made it easier for foreign cryptocurrency groups to locate and conduct business. So with a sound digital foundation and advanced digital technology, Singapore has created a digital government that is now a data-supported, scientific, and efficient government model. The benefits of this model were particularly evident during the COVID-19 outbreak. In response to the pandemic, Singapore used big data to effectively control the epidemic. In June 2021, the Government Technology Agency of Singapore announced that the Singapore government would increase its financial allocation to the ICT industry by about 3.8 billion, an increase of nearly 10% over final year 2020's allocation, in order to accelerate the government's digital service delivery to the public and businesses. So this move shows Singapore's commitment to building a digital government. And I would say at this stage right now, the digital transformation of Singapore enterprises has become a norm for business development and an integral part of the new phase of Singapore's digital economy framework. So these are just the advantages of Singapore from the government's attention and technical level. And in addition, Singapore is a civilized and rule of law society, and the stabilization and transparency of its policies also allow projects to have no worries and to locate their companies in the capital of Singapore with a great peace of mind, which is actually not comparable to some other countries and regions. And at the same time, Singapore is also an excellent bridge between China and the West, and it will be smoother to enter the European and American markets through Singapore. Moreover, based on Singapore's small but strong characteristics, it is more tolerant to accept new technologies and breakthroughs of new ideas. Singapore is essentially a hotbed of blockchain economy. Therefore, our organizer today is also a very visionary and far-sighted company, and it is definitely a visionary and important strategy to base on Singapore and look at the whole world.
Thank you, Felix. I can see that you love your country very much and have shared with us so much about the superiority of Singapore. I've always been confused since everyone says that digital economy is the future and will flourish. Does that mean that any project you invest in will have a high return? And does that mean that if you invest with your eyes closed, you will make money? I'd like to ask Warren to tell us about the current situation for digital assets, about the funds, and what are the investment opportunities, please.
The question raised by the moderator is very good. I think it is a confusion that many digital economy newcomers will have. There are so many projects on the market. Do we want to take our chances and throw? I think it is obviously inappropriate because after all, we should not joke about hard-earned money. Since the investment requires understanding of the background of the project's financial capacity, the project in the industry is advanced, and so on, to do a good backing before you can start investing to feel at ease. But as individual investors, which you have so many resources, so much time, so much expertise to do this analysis. After all, these are specialties. I'll need professional personnel and institutions to help. This is the existence of the foundation must be. The foundation has a more professional vision and organization to find and gather those early budding investment projects for investment. Visions of accurate and hard to maximize the return on investment, a mature and well-known projects, obviously the return will drop a lot. And the foundation itself is also digital, blockchain, more transparent, more secure, more reliable. There are many foundations on the market, but not many of them have really strong comprehensive strength, and even fewer of them can set up international stations. After all, many of them are only in China. Another point is that the blockchain world technology iteration and the concept iteration is fast. Half a year, almost the whole market pattern as ideas have changed a lot. Ordinary investment is difficult to keep up with such pace, need professional institutions to help. Thus, choosing a good foundation is the key to success. Investors just need to identify the foundation you trust. The rest is left to those professional financial economists and data analysts to help you complete. I still want to reiterate the point that investing in digital assets, emerging market returns are incomparable to traditional markets. It's a traditional way of investment such as buying stock tens of times, 100 times, 1,000 times. That is also a common thing.
Thank you, Warren. Now I'm excited. I also want to listen to the next foundation and also the introduction of the project, but also give yourself a chance to freedom of wealth. What we talked about just now are more strategic issues and the macro direction. Next, let's talk about the very popular word nowadays. Also give us a little brainstorming, NFT. Recently, we heard a lot of people talking about it. It sounds very interesting and incredible. Felix, would you tell us about the relationship between NFT and art, please?
Okay, so let me first ask the moderator a question. Do you think it's difficult to identify the authenticity of artworks?
Obviously, it is very difficult. First of all, you need to have the professional knowledge of the skills, but also have decades of experience, right? And sometimes even connoisseurs will make mistakes, correct?
Yeah, so yes, the identification of the authenticity is one of the problems that plagues the art world. Because of the passage of time and the lack of technology in the past, the identification work requires very professional technology and it's very expensive. And on top of that, there are many limitations, some of which are too realistic. This problem is troubling to the creators and it's also troubling to the investors and the collectors. And so the most valuable thing about art is the inspiration of creation, which resonates with people's thoughts. And it is very frustrating for artists to have such valuable creations copied and imitated. And as such, we cannot let artists' inspiration be copied or confused by others. The problem that has plagued us for so many years is perfectly solved today because of the emergence of blockchain, which is why NFT is so hot. The emergence of the non-homogenized token NFT solves this problem. So what are the characteristics of NFT's digital artwork? First, NFT is indivisible. Second, NFT is unique. Third, NFT's crypto artwork is virtual and untouchable. So fourth, the infinite reproduction and ownership of the artwork is compatible and coexists. So for example, on March 11, 2021, People's NFT sold at Christie's for about 450 million. Wow. And a comparison is that in 2014, French impressionist Monet's Water Lilies, created in 1906, went for about 54 million, and People's work surpassed Monet. And every day set a record for an NFT work at auction, making Beeple the third most expensive single artwork currently sold by a healthy artist. And Beeple is currently the third most expensive individual artwork at auction.
Yes, Felix is right. Art collection is currently the most down-to-earth and closest application of NFT to the public, and it may continue to develop in the future. Crypto art has social and interactive properties which can connect the life on and off the chain and extend the relationship between people and people and works. Most of the previous application of the blockchain technology are in the financial industry, focusing on the underlying development of big data, supply chain, logistics, etc., which people do not perceive in their lives. While the recreational industry is a matter of public delight, the acceptance of crypto collectibles in life will be very high. The authorization and the authenticity of the artwork is directly injected into the blockchain by the creator and is permanently proven and preserved on the chain. This not only inspires art workers to create, but to also inspire the art market to burst into flames. The recognition of NFT by art creators indicates the arrival of a new era and is a huge inspiration to the investment community and the collecting world, making the value, identity, and authenticity of artworks most certifiable and easier to circulate, which was unthinkable in the era without blockchain. Both getting NFT triggers a win-win for both parties.
Wow, this is really amazing creation. I originally thought blockchain was just a boring technical category, but I didn't think it could be linked to art. So interesting and eye-opening. Right. The content of today's forum is rich. I feel like we can talk for hours, but we have very limited time. So there are also the introduction of foundation and products on the back of the agenda. I think this will also have the board that everyone is especially looking forward to. As a conclusion of the forum, I would like to ask Felix to give us a brainstorming session on the future world and tell us about the metaverse and the blockchain. Will the metaverse become a second life for you, him, her, and everyone?
So, firstly, metaverse is a trending word recently. Facebook CEO Zuckerberg said that he wants to transform the company from an internet social media company to a metaverse company in the next, I think, 5 years, and which shows the grandness of the concept of metaverse. Sims like or second world online games, players' efforts in the game end up with game points or game equipment, items, etc. And the assets in the game are completely controlled by the game development team, and the economic system in the game is controlled and monopolized. The effort, the time, and the money that game players put into the game eventually becomes the profit of the game development company, which is unfair to the players and participants in the long run, and it's bad for the game developers themselves as well. So FES has a huge system with a complete metaverse concept. The system is the collective name for an infinite ecosystem of possibilities and the FES system. Metaverse is based on the 5 elements of the game, which builds on the foundation of their own universe. FES can bring the Chinese 5 elements of metal, wood, water, fire, and earth into their FES concept, and also synthesizes players' own NFT works in the game to circulate throughout the whole blockchain, art market, bringing players a huge return of NFT appreciation. So it is also understood that Microsoft, Google, HTC, and other foreign technological major companies, compete for the metaverse windfall. In addition, Top Capital is as enthusiastic about metaverse as Fire. Sequoia Capital has invested around $1.25 billion in the game platform, and the company aims to invest in 50 blockchain companies this year. So FES has already laid out their first application to the market and structured its own metaverse system early, and now has a huge player base.
Now the blockchain games are different from such a closed game. Because of the introduction of token and the blockchain record in the metaverse, the game becomes more fair, and as whatever players contribute to the game, it can be converted into value, and such value can be converted into real value through token. Of course, in this game, you can have another identity and build a new life led by yourself. Before the emergence of the metaverse, such a virtual identity in the game only has the meaning of pastime and experience. But metaverse emerges and an identity can be certified or more parallel societies outside the visible physics. Such a society is actually a complete society, allowing people to experience another life or multiple lives in the metaverse, and is actually meaningful. Collaboration in the metaverse can make the game interactive and practical, mapping the reality of work collaboration. The metaverse will have its own society, its own financial system, and etc. The metaverse is built with blockchain technology, but it indeed contains the whole world.
Wow, so what you are saying is that I can achieve my various identities in a virtual yet real world, which sounds very exciting. And the blockchain is to build a new world of the future, a new world that is in front of us, and we invite you to join us. Thank you again to Felix and Warren for coming over and sharing your wonderful insights. We all benefited a lot. Thank you. 恭喜空降抽奖活动中10位 FEC 3等奖得主，他们的奖品是88 FEC， 他们分别是在我手中的名单哈，陈玉丽，恭喜，然后李月梅，以及 Louis Liu、罗红忠、Jenny Lee、刘雅娟、李斌、单新美、Muhammad Hamid bin Ismail、李颖，恭喜他们。 那在此，我们要对所有参与抽奖的朋友们说声谢谢。如果你错过了这次抽奖活动的话，也不用担心，请继续保持在线。我们将在稍后进行第2轮和第3轮的抽奖。再一次祝贺我们的获奖者，请与屏幕上方显示的电子邮箱与我们的工作人员联系，请记得截屏这个fec.cs.info@gmail.com。好，截屏之后，请按照屏幕中的邮箱发送电子邮件给我们的工作人员。在峰会结束后，我们将向获奖者发送如何领取奖品的说明。因为我们也有很多来自亚太区其他国家和地区，比如我们本地新加坡、马来西亚、泰国、新加坡、澳洲、菲律宾、柬埔寨、越南、老挝的朋友们，我会把中奖的结果也同时用英文给大家重新播报一下。Since we have participants from all APAC countries, so allow me to also announce the results in English. So congratulations to the 10 winners of FEC third prize in today's lucky draw. They are entitled to 88 FEC. They are Chen Yu Li, Li Yuemei, Louis Liu, Luo Hongzhong, Jenny Li, Liu Yajun, Li Bing, San Xinmei, Muhammad Hamid bin Ismail, Li Ying. 好。Alright, so thank you to everyone who watched us online and participated in the lucky draw. And for those, if you didn't win yet, don't worry. Please keep staying with us and we will do the second and third round of the lucky draw later. And a special congratulations to all the winners. Please approach our staff with the email shown on the screen. Kindly take a screenshot and email us and we will send the winners instructions on how to claim the prize in more details after the summit. Thank you.